Information is power.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Prime Sports Media. I just want to say, it was a hell of a game last night. My goal was to go live after that game, but it got significantly late last night. So I thought it would be in my best interest to do this in the morning because I know people were tired. People were hyped up all across the country with this win. I want to appreciate everybody in the chat room, people that are coming in, watching this program. I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel as we are barking on close to 20,000 subs on this channel, which I really appreciate, and I can't do it without you. Those of you out there have been supporting this channel. I have some things to say today. I was watching the game last night, and there were some things that concerned me about the Colorado team, but then there at the same time, there were things that gave me inspiration. Deion Sanders said last night at the end of the game that he was in his Brady moment. I think last night, under that type of pressure, under that adversity, under all the things that happened in that game, it really once again showed the character of this football team, even in areas that they were lacking in terms of getting to the quarterback significantly. Of course, there were some moments for the defensive line. I think Jordan, Dominique got 1 sack last night. Let me give you out some numbers here. McNeil got 1 sack, and Maine Ham got 1 sack last night. So they did get some pressure on the quarterback at certain times. That quarterback did put up some significant numbers. And I'm pretty sure that the coaching staff, Coach Prime, they're going to go back into the laboratory, look at the tape, look at the film. Last night, the opposing quarterback threw for 367 yards, 3 TDs, and 3 interceptions. That is very key, as we know that Shallow Sanders is the one who stepped up made the play down the stretch, and then we had Trevor Woods who got the interception. That was in overtime. But I think the catalyst, I think it was very fitting that Shiloh Sanders in the opening part of this football game last night, in the opening quarter, should I say, he got a very significant interception, ran it back for about, 80 yards, okay, chip off the old block of his father, and then he did the dance and the movement, which was very exciting. And then, of course, there were things that were very rough in the middle of the game, some ups and downs, some peaks and valleys. But isn't it interesting that in the beginning of the game, you get an interception, ran back for 80 yards by Shiloh Sanders. And then for the ending of the game in overtime, you have Shedeur Sanders stepping up like a professional football player, because that's what I'm calling him, makes a key pass in the end zone during the overtime. That really was a catalyst, because they got this is what really took them over the top when they went for the 2-point conversion, the extra point, and he made a very significant pass. I believe it was Xavier Weaver who made that significant pass there in the end zone. And Weaver was great last night in so many ways. He made key receptions at key times, ladies and gentlemen. He caught 9 receptions for 98 yards, and he got 1 touchdown. But it was he made very significant plays when they had to be. Now, I believe, and I could be wrong, in the overtime, he made that throw to Weaver, Xavier Weaver. I believe so. I could be wrong on that. But he made a significant catch during this game. I'm going to show you some footage of Weaver in action. And then the thing that I think that we can't sleep on is that Trevor Woods in that overtime made a significant interception. So the game ended on an interception by the great Shiloh Sanders. All right, let's give him a clap. But then, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you watching in the chat room, supporting the channel. I know everyone was hyped up last night. I would have liked to have gone live last night when in the midst of the hype. But then after Shiloh gets a key interception in the beginning, then you have Trevor Woods, who comes on out in that overtime and gets a very, very significant interception on Colorado State, because if they would have made a touchdown, it would have potentially, because it was a 2-point that they were going for, potentially tied the football game, and now they would be back in another very exciting but very stressful overtime situation. And I thought that was key to the whole game, those 2 significant plays. You know, it may not have looked pretty last night. Colorado might not have done it all pretty in certain areas of the game because it was a nick and tuck. But what it showed me is that this team can put up points, because they won 43-35 in a nick and tuck game. So what it shows us is that Colorado can win any kind of way. They can, they can beat a team at high points, back and forth with a TCU. They can go out there and beat a team like Nebraska, 36. You know, they can put up points, and then they can put up points in significant situations in the game. It really shows you what this team is made of, and this is why you should believe, I believe, and it was personal. Okay, we know that Jay Novo jumped out the window, as I had said before, and just could not stop running his mouth. Let's hear a little bit of this. I think I have this queued up.
I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
You hear that again, folks? You hear what the man said?
I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
Now, I got to laugh at that. Now, I heard through the grapevine last night that it was Mother Sanders who talked to the team last night, who spoke to them emotionally about those concepts, that concept that he put out there, or those statements that he put out there about what his mama taught him, is if Coach Prime's mother didn't teach him dignity, respect, manners, and the whole 9 yards. So by saying that you're bringing mothers into the equation is if Coach Prime's mother didn't give him no home training, as we say in the black community. You didn't have home training, all right?
Tell the truth.
That was wrong by Jay. Jay, you took it too far with that. That is what ultimately led up to the emotions of the football game, where you had a lot of really back and forth, tit for tit. You had both teams going at each other very hard because it became very personal. How did it become personal for Coach Prime? Let's hear this again. Very significant. Hear this part.
Sir, I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I could be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Deion said about us.
Talk to us.
Once again,
talk to us.
Why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game.
And made this shit personal.
They done messed around and made it personal. It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
As Coach Prime said, they done messed around and made this whole shit personal. And that's why in the beginning of this game, you had a lot of emotions that took place. And I'm going to show you that footage because you had, from what I could see, Shador, Sanders, and of course you had Travis Hunter. During the pre-practice, there was some, I don't know if you call it a fight, a scrap between the two teams, some words exchange, and Shallow Sanders definitely wasn't laying low, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone who's watching, that's here, all of you in the chat room. Patricia, thank you. You're one of the mods. Alicia, thank you, is one of the mods. We got D Hall in the house. And everybody, Singleton, all of you that are here, one of a kind. Adams, Hurley, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I think Wallow 42, Carr, Jerk, thank you for being here. If I'm saying the names correctly, make sure you share this in your social media. Now, it was that is what brought about the emotions, what was said, because Shador took it as a personal shot to not only his father, but also his mother, because you're talking about mothers taught me this, as if nobody else has home training, but you, Jay. Let's put his mug up here again. You know, Jay, you're not the only one that has home training. Now, Jay, your team did go out there to play football. You guys were playing football. You were playing tough, but you got some dirty players on your team, and I'm going to talk about one of those dirty players in just a moment here. But you got some dirty, you guys, the ref, everybody in the chat room, put a 7 in the chat room if you agree with me that Colorado State got away with a lot of dirty shots last night. And I've got a problem with that, specifically what happened to Travis Hunter. And I'm going to get into that because I got the footage. Oh, I got a packed show for you, ladies and gentlemen. I run my channel in a show formation, a show style, giving you lots of volume to chew on. Put a 7. Yeah, get those 7. Y'all know that's the magical number over here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you a clap. There was dirty shots last night that were happening, and there was a lot said, as we already know. But check this out. This is a clip from pre-game And you know Shador, he don't like people, he don't like teams going to the middle of the field, standing on the logo and doing what have. He doesn't like it. It appears that way. But you can hear one of the players from Colorado State telling Shador, you ain't running nothing here. How you going to tell a man, okay, who is at home in his own stadium, telling him what he don't run on his own field? It's enough to make you cry or laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pure bullshit. Pure bullshit. But let's get to it right now. Let's let you see this. And before I put this up, you know how this goes over here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a warning, and that warning is that federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion picture, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe the copyright under 17 USC 107, y'all. So here we go. This is sort of the catalyst of what started everything before the game, which is why I think you had a lot of thumping out there, but there was a lot of dirty tackling and tactics by Colorado State. It speaks to their character, in my opinion, and also it may speak to their coach, Jay Norvell. This is what you're teaching, the dirty shots, but check this out.
Tell the truth.
I sat on the ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off, I took my glasses off. I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now here is the video. You saw the aerial video of what was taking place on the field. This is pregame. But now here's the one that I think really shows that Shador Sanders wasn't having it. He just wasn't having it. And I got to be honest, how many of you, do you like your quarterback to be like Shador? Do you want a quarterback that's going to stand up for his teammates, stand up for his team, stand up for his principles, his values? Shador is not a pushover quarterback, and the Pac-12 and the country better take notice. Put a 7 in the chat room if you know I'm telling the truth. That he put the country on notice that he's not a pushover quarterback. Under all that duress last night, he still came up with the win in overtime under all sorts of adversity things that were happening. He lost his key man, as he said it himself, Travis Hunter. Now look, can you imagine how different the game would have been last night had he not lost Travis Hunter? Because Travis Hunter, like they said, it's like losing 2 players in the package of one. Right? Think about how significant he could have been throughout the stretch of the game on defense with the potential of him snatching the ball away. Think about the potential of what he could have done on offense as another threat, because you know that Colorado State was going to have to account for him. That's why they did what they did to him. It was dirty, a dirty play. And I don't understand why the referees, I was waiting to see them disqualify him just like they disqualified the defensive end, Camella, whatever his name, for Colorado State. They got him out of the game. But I'm wondering what happened to this guy, they call him Henry Blackburn, who put that nasty shot on Shador, on Travis Hunter, excuse me, a dirty shot. But he didn't have this man down the stretch. So imagine they probably could have put this game away, got back into the game, tied it, and made a significant play that could have avoided them from even being in overtime by just having that man's presence on the field. But let me let you see Shedeur once again letting the other team know that he's not having it. Check this out. This is fair use, education purposes, criticism, analysis. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's on the ground level. There goes Shedeur. A lot of talk last night. A lot of bantering. A lot of banter back and forth in that contest. See? All right. So that's what happened. That's really, I think, that incident on the field pregame, I think it led to the emotions, some of how the tackling turned out. You know, you're playing on an emotional high, and when you play on emotional high, you can sometimes make mistakes, such as significant penalties. That game last night, you had a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball, but I believe Colorado State was the dirtiest last night. Totally dirty. What do I mean by that? Let's go back to Travis right now, and let you see what happened in full motion in the game. And Travis was making some plays last night, and then they turn up and do some dirty stuff to him, which I really had, just as you did, some very serious problems with last night. Everybody, I want you to look at this again. I know you've seen it a bunch of times before this morning as you were up late, probably last night, early into the morning, watching some of the highlights. But let's really analyze what took place when he took this hit. And I want you to ask yourself, when did you ever hear the officials disqualify this guy, Henry Blackburn, for his hit on Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter, at that point, is what you would call a helpless player. He should have never striked him like that. I don't understand how. This is why you know that these officials don't officiate games properly. How can we explain guys getting kicked out of games for one play, then you have a play that's obvious where a guy is defenseless and he gets hit in such a way that Travis Hunter is then sent to the hospital last night? I'm very concerned about that. He's a young player. And I'm telling you right now, you have people that are jealous. I think that was a jealousy hit last night because they know that this young man has an NFL career coming his way. But check this out. Here we go. So last night, Camaro, who was a defensive end, and that guy's going to be in the NFL. They were talking about that last night, how Camaro is an NFL prospect. So this whole thing about Shedeur, Shallow, all the players that have come over, like Savion, all the players that have come over from Jackson State, and all these players that have come from various smaller programs and big programs, matter of fact, that they can play against the big boys. Now, Camaro was effective. The offensive line for Colorado is going to have to tighten some things up because now you're going to play the really tough part of their schedule, which is Pac-12 play. They're getting ready to go into Pac-12 play, significant play against Oregon. And this is significant, y'all. Oregon, the Ducks are not a joke. They're nothing to joke with. You see them on my screen right there. They are nothing to play with. So hopefully they can clean up some of the mistakes that were made in this game and tighten things up against Oregon. I believe, you believe, I believe in this Colorado team because they've had 3 games that has tested them to the point it builds character for any football team, ladies and gentlemen, for any football team. So let's go on. I've got more goodies to show you. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Share this video on your social media. Share it in your Twitter, your Facebook. Tell people about the channel, people that you know. If you are a content creator, share this in your community tab. I really would appreciate that. April Don is in here. April, good to see you. Too High, I think Too High 2 is in the house. Appreciate you. Dan is in the house. Uncle Larry has just come in. Steven, I see you, brother. Blue Devil Gleeing is in the house. Hey, I think I know that individual. Says Oregon 40 points a game. Yeah, they put up points. Zion 22-15. Texas Tech shoes. The Ducks can be beat. Yeah, Texas Tech beat. Yeah, they can be beat. But this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I got to be honest. I got to be an honest broker. I don't think that Colorado can get away with how they played against Colorado State against Oregon, and they're going to Eugene, and that's a very difficult place to play. So what I'm basically saying is I'm not saying that they can't win, but they can't play like that because Colorado, I got to be honest, Colorado State is not on the same level of an Oregon. Any team can be beat. Look at Alabama. Alabama should have lost to South Florida yesterday. South Florida was putting a whipping on them because they don't have a quarterback. And remember, at one point in time, Nick Saban was trying to recruit Shedeur Sanders. That's the truth.
Information is power.
Let's go on to the next part. I want to give some honorable mentions here, as this is very important. Mitchell, our linebacker last night. Mitchell was all over the place. He made significant plays last night. Okay? In the beginning of this game, he was making some major tackles. He was flying all over the place. So don't sleep on some of the defensive players on this team. Do not sleep on them at all, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another honorable mention. Dylan Edwards didn't have the type of breakout game that he had in week 1 against TCU. But everything that they did, every inch, football is a game of inches, okay? Every inch, every yard you get is significant. All these things were significant to them winning and beating Colorado State in overtime. Dylan Edwards, the running back, he had 57 yards for 6 receptions for only 17 yards. But, and guess what? The Buffs, this is why Colorado has got to get this. This is what I'm significantly concerned about, the running game. They only got 70 yards total in total rush. 70 yards in total rush last night. They're going to have to increase that, improve that. We know that Coach Prime and the coaches that he has there, very great coaches. We know that they're going to improve this area, right? We know that this is going to be improved because why? This is what they have at Colorado. I practice like I played, so when I play, it was like practice. They're going to work on this. We know that they have one of the best coaching staff, if not the best coaching staff. I say they have the best coaching staff, damn it, in college football. That's what I believe, okay? But these are areas that they're going to have to clean up. Jimmy Horn got 66 yards, 7 receptions for 1 TD. So let's give it to Jimmy Horn. But Colorado has got to significantly I think they got to get some running game going. If they get their running game going, it will take a lot of pressure off of Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders has been getting pressure on him because what happens is when you're not having a balanced running game, it allows the defense to see you as one dimension and say, okay, we don't have to be concerned about their running game. We don't have to respond to play action. So I think if they get that running game going, you could see Shedeur sack numbers, meaning the times that he is sacked, you could see those numbers go down. Because if I'm not mistaken, defensively, I think they got to, let me see, sacks. They got to Shedeur. They sacked Shedeur about 4 times last night, right? And we know that Coach Prime has already told us several times, if you keep let me fix this over here. If you keep number 2 upright, then it's going to be some problems. So we got to keep him upright. Remember, that was another dirty shot during overtime that got Kamal, the defensive end for Colorado State, another dirty play on this team, got him kicked out. So I don't know what Jay is teaching over there, but his players are playing dirty football. We saw dirty football throughout the whole game. So let's get to this other part of the show. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here, for supporting the channel. Make sure if you have not already, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, tell people about the program. Appreciate it. This is how I get down over here on this channel when I do live stream. This is how it's going to be. This is the quality that you're going to get. I appreciate you all in that chat room. Once more, a clap to you. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate that. Now, let's go over here and let me show you significant. This is the press conference. This is fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use for the purpose of educating, parody, criticism, news reporting. This is fair use, ladies and gentlemen, under the 107. This is very significant because, you know, you have to say these things to keep everything all right. This is under 17 USC 107 for criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe on the copyright. Very important that I say that. And as you see, there was a battle last night, and everybody put Travis Hunter in your prayers. Pray that his injury will not be so significant that it will keep him out for a long, long period of the season, that he'll be able to get back and play to his level. His health is more important, as Coach Prime said last night. The health is more important than football. We want him to be healthy as a young man, period. Health is important. Without that, you've got nothing else. But here we go. Here is a significant portion of the show today. Here is a press conference video of Shedeur. This is fair use. Here we go.
What happened there?
To me, they just wanted attention, honestly. They just want to go viral, really. So that's all that really happened.
Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. Shedeur, as you guys are heading out there for the last drive in regulation, knowing you have to go 98 yards, what's the message to the team in the huddle as you know, with just 2 minutes left as you guys are going inside the game?
Well, we do it in practice all the time, so it's not really a shocking or a surprise to it. It's just like, okay, we like those high pressure moments. Like that's what we live in, and I wish the whole game was just straight that. Honestly, that's when I say we excel. But really, like in my own mind, I was thinking Brady mode. Like he does it all the time. I got to be able to do it. Just talking to him, just you know, and really just representing him in that way.
Hey, Shedeur McMiller, Fox 31. You talk about Tom Brady and all the work that you put in with him, and also coaches talked about this isn't the first time you've had a moment like this. Mm-hmm. It's just a bigger stage that now people can see it. What have you learned from Brady, and where does this rank in terms of moments that you've had in these kind of pressurized moments?
Well, I say it's a lot of pressurized moments, but I remember the biggest moment I remember was 2 moments. When my dad was he was going through the thing with his foot. My freshman year, we threw a game-winning touchdown versus Southern, at Southern, and the SWAC championship, the Celebration Bowl last year. So it's just like I already knew what was required. I already been there before, so it's like I'm not gonna be able to live with myself honestly, like on a loss like that. Like I don't know, I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I just didn't want to go through that.
Hey guys, Nick Edwards, Sports Report for Shedeur. When you saw Travis go down, this was a very chippy game. You guys were fighting with each other back and forth, and you saw Travis go down. Did you guys feel?
Go ahead. Oh yeah, Charlotte come in. Yeah, he's coming.
Did you guys feel extra emphasis to win this game for him and just ultimately come out with a win?
Hold on. How's everybody doing? We gotta give a round of applause for the Pick Six, man. Clutch Brothers. For the pick six, man, he tried to do Dad's dance, but you thought he was gonna get
I
cut.
know. I was gonna extend that pick. I was just gonna like go to the side like Madden, but I was like, ah, this guy's mad and he's running pretty fast. Y'all hear me on the mic?
Yeah. That's good, chill.
Yeah, that was close though. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment, and hey, them ticket prices was worth it today. So me and Shador just playing before. We was like, let's make it close today for the fans.
Nah, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. Nah, he capping now.
You know, it's a script. You know.
Nah, but when Travis went down, like it made me feel some type of way, honestly, because like you took like one of my brothers, you know, on the offensive side, so it really hurt me a lot, knowing, you know, the work he put in and everything just leading up to the game, and knowing like you could always count on him in those moments. So now we have Mikey step up today, because I'm proud of him for just getting in the windows and understanding. So his number was called and he was ready to execute.
Yeah, the bad thing about losing Travis, man, you lose such a crucial piece of our team. He's on offense and defense, so it's like you losing two players in one. So that was pretty rough, you know.
Shiloh, on your interception, were you about to high step? Were you trying to high step at one point?
I was finna high step at that 40, just like Coach Prime did, because, you know, I got the Coach Prime cleats on. So I was really thinking about it, but I was like, this isn't the NFL. So I can't do that, or I'm going to get a flag. So I was just like, let me just hurry up and just score, get the J6.
And he was running fast and mad.
And then a follow-up question for you. After that, their quarterback kind of settled in, and they started hitting a lot of those crossing routes all night. What kind of was working for them that you guys were struggling with tonight?
I'm not sure exactly what it was, but we'll see in film. But Coach Kelly put us in great positions. He gives us good calls. We just have to execute at the end of the day.
Yeah, the quarterback had a great game. Like, he stepped up to the moment. He stepped up to the occasion, and he did everything he was supposed to do. So
I'm not trying to take credit away from them, but most of the touchdowns were, you know, self-inflicted. It really wasn't none. They was doing that special.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they want to talk.
Tell the truth.
My interviews. I'm gonna talk in my interviews. So it wasn't really nothing they was doing. It was just us. You know, like that's just how it's gonna be this whole season. We have the talent to be the best in this conference in the country, but we can only do it to ourselves. You know.
All right. Shiloh Sanders breaking it down. He says that it was self-inflicted. It was mistakes that they were making. And I have to agree with him, because when I watched the game, when you watched the game, there were little things that they did that kind of gave Colorado State life during this game. And that these are things that they're going to clean up in practice. I'm sure that Coach Prime's going to give them a mouthful of what they need to adjust and get ready for when it comes to playing against a team like Oregon. So excuse me, that's my young daughter you can hear in the background. But let's go to the next video as they go further in their interview of Shiloh Sanders last night. This all happened last night. This was a late night broadcast press conference. And here we go with more.
It's on and off the field, making smart decisions.
Joe Rico, My Live Sports Radio. Is the final word. This is for Shiloh. You know, I saw at the end, I thought you were going to do a little bit of performing at the end, and then, you know, you were tackled in the end zone. But, you know, when you had the pick six, I think that, you know, maybe it looked like it might be kind of one of those games where you would stretch it out, but it was a tight game. Can you talk about in the fourth quarter how that's going to come back later on in the year and how you guys might look at this game? And
fair use
down the road, I'm sure.
You know, we do what we need to do and listen to our coaches. We probably won't have any more close games like this, but we just have to fix our mistakes and correct them in practice and just keep making plays. You know, the whole game, even when they were starting slow, it's like, I know what they do. So I wasn't never stressed the whole game. I wasn't, you know, trying to give motivational speeches. Like, if you need motivation at this point, then you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong profession. So, I mean, it's just football. And at the end of the day, we got it. If you don't know what it is, then you don't got it. So, you know, we out there to win, and that's what we do.
The truth.
Daryl Gonzalez at 303 Gonzo, all social media platforms. When is it that you guys soak in the victory and then it becomes more family time versus looking forward to next week's game?
like right now.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, like as soon as I'm gonna go get an ice bath first before I leave, but go home, chill, you know.
Mondays is our off days too. So.
Yeah, but that's really the time, like tonight, like 24 hours, the 24-hour rule, really. So really just tonight, you know, get some good food tomorrow, chill, then about that business on Monday.
Yeah, Monday's our day off. But that's when I usually get breakfast with Coach Prime because I'm the favorite son, you know. Shador, he don't be coming, but maybe this time he'll pull up. But yeah, I mean, Coach Prime is always Coach Prime, so it's always like coach and family time all the time. He just
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the next significant video. This is Coach Prime. I'm going to show you some of Coach Prime in the press conference, telling the truth, doing the damn thing. And here is the video coming up. I appreciate everybody that's here. Definitely share the video out. This is fair use for parity, education, news reporting. This is fair use. And here is Coach Prime saying the truth, speaking the truth. And here we go.
One-sided. We barely touched the ball. I think it was only 9 minutes in the first half. Second half, we did some things. We showed that we were resilient. We showed that we would fight. We showed that we had no surrender or give up in us. And that's a lot for a team that's fairly new. As you say, we just got together. So I'm truly proud of our men as well as our coaches and staff, sports staff, and so forth. Not happy with the way we played, but I'm happy with the win. You got to be happy with a W no matter how it comes. Truthfully, it's 1 point in the game. I said, we can't let this dude win. There ain't no way we let this dude win. You know.
Right. There's no way you got to let a guy like that win for sure. Brian Johnson, thank you for being here. Marvin Pitts, I see you. Thank you for being here. Too High, thank you for being here. Sneaks 623. Dan, thank you for being here. Moneyball, I appreciate you for being here. Blue Devil Gleam, I know who you are. Thank you for being here. Lawrence RBE TD, thank you for being here. April Don, thank you for being here. April, I see you. We got QBS in the house. Unity, practice tackle drills. Thank you for being here. Stone, thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you for coming out and supporting the channel. You all, I appreciate you all. It means a lot to me to have you all come out and support this channel like you do. And it does not go unrespected. It does not. Let's hear the rest of Coach Prime.
His press conference is going to be unbearable if we let this dude win. And but I knew even when we got the ball on a 2 or 3.
And Earth, I see you say it's always fair use until I use Prime Sports for fair use purpose. Hey, Earth, thank you for that statement. You got, everybody, you guys are great in there. Travel city to city, I see you. Yeah, Blue Devil, I know who you are. Thank you for coming over. Yeah, it's Information Man. This is my sports channel. You know, I got a political, social, and cultural channel. Talk about a lot of hot button issues on the Information Man show, but this is the sports, and we're doing it big over here because we got great audience. We got great people in the chat room like Miller. Hit those sevens. Let's keep this going because I am going to get to, I'm going to end up concluding this program today because I know a lot of you have things to do today in your Sunday. And here we go.
I said, as long as the ball in Shador's hands, we're going to get down this field. I knew that without a shadow of a doubt. And when we went to center the field to talk about overtime, I told him we want the ball. I want you to have the ball. Most teams put the defense out first so you can see kind of what they do. If you don't get, you get 3, you know what you have to do. I want the offense out first. I want you to put pressure on them to get them out of their comfort zone. That's kind of how it transpired. It was a great day for Colorado. It was a great day for the Buffalo fans. It's a great day that we got to win. Let's go.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the
win. How you
win.
doing, sir?
Doing great. Jake Schwannis, DNVR. Just curious if you have an update on Travis and just your thoughts on that play.
I think Coach Ray is going to the hospital to check him out. The first thing I heard that he would be out for a few weeks. I heard that for sure. But
Heard it right there, as I said earlier, folks. Coach Prime said out of his own mouth that Travis Hunter potentially may only be out a few weeks, but we have to wait. I'm just hoping that it's nothing that's going to put him out for the whole season. But as I said before, the most important thing of all is his physical health first before football. That's the most important thing. But I think that is a good sign that Coach Prime was able to report that late last night or early morning. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it, everybody.
To take care of him. So I know Travis like a book. He probably is going to want to be out for 2 weeks. But we got to make sure his health is more important than his game.
Right.
Tell the truth.
Hey, Coach McMiller, Fox 31.
How you doing, sir?
Good. You've talked about it many times that, like you said in your opening statement, that if Shedeur has the ball, you have faith that he can go down there. This isn't the first time he's done it, but to be able to do it on this stage with the amount of eyeballs on it, what does it say about his progression as a player and as a man?
Shedor's been that. You guys just hadn't seen him because he was at HBCU and we were secluded. I guess no one had TVs and they didn't work out here in the television that we were playing on last year. But this is who he is. It don't matter where he came from. That's who that guy is. And his passion and his study habits and his commitment to excellence, it shows every weekend. I know a multitude of people, not you guys. You guys are family. You beautiful women are family. But people wait for him to fail. Like he can't keep this going. Yes, he can, because this is who he is.
Hey, Coach. I just noticed it wasn't until the 5th drive that I charted that Michael Harrison took the field for the offense, and it wasn't until much later in the game until Alejandro Mata took the field as the kicker. So I was just wondering, what's the message? How do you keep these guys focused when they start?
Well, they got to focus. If a guy isn't starting, he's contributing on special teams. So a lot of the starters we don't allow to play special teams unless they're seniors or aspiring juniors that's getting ready to go pro. So he got in there and did his thing and caught some key balls for us to move the chains. And Mata, I give everybody opportunity. Mata don't miss. I know that. He hadn't missed. I think he got one blocked in Jackson, right? That's it. Mata don't miss. So I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to do what they're gifted to do. But when it comes back around and he's up, he's going to nail it.
Hi, Coach. Adam, what's your Tiger?
How you doing, sir?
Sports doing well. After Shiloh's pick 6, it looked like you guys had a moment out there. What did that moment? What was that like for you? I'm coach, but every now and then during the game, I have a dad moment. And that was a dad moment, just running down the sideline as he was running down the sideline. That's the most I ran in years. I didn't even know I had it in me. But just to see his joy and see him just atone for some of the things, because he studies so much, and he's like, I'm going to stop playing past him. I'm going to jump it. I'm going to jump it. And he did it. So that was the moment of what he put into his work ethic and film study and just being aggressive. And he's capable of that. I don't know how many tackles he made, but he had a heck of a lot of tackles, what I saw throughout the game as well. He made plays. That's what counts. That helps us win.
Ariel Arsudo, 9
Tell the
News
truth.
over here.
How you doing?
Tuck back here. I know you said you wanted to dominate this game.
Yeah.
Clearly, it didn't go that fashion.
That's right.
Is there a different kind of satisfaction that comes with this type of win?
Resilience. I mean, the guys, they had every opportunity in the world to give up. They had
Tell the
every
truth.
opportunity in the world to give in. They didn't. And they never.
Let me take the time to say what's up to Unity. We got Powerful, Alicia, one of my mods in there. Turner, thank you. TC, Attorney, I thank you for being here. You all bring me a lot of joy here because it makes me know that the work that I put into my channel, and I'm always improving, folks. Just keep that in mind. I'm always trying to improve my channel, improve my presentation, do more research. It really makes me say, hey, keep doing what you're doing, improve, provide information, provide this to the people. Because, we know that there's mainstream media, but I think what we do on social media, we bring something that mainstream media cannot bring. We're more personable, and I appreciate all of you in the chat room, all of everyone that's listening. If you agree with my assessment, put a 7 in the chat room, and let's continue. We're getting to a conclusion after this particular video ends. I'm going to end with Shedeur Sanders giving his statements after the game when he was still on the field. It will be an audio clip, and let's go back to the Coach Prime.
Themselves on the sideline. I mean, we were upset with some of the things not being executed that were called, but
Coach Prime, not only were you upset with things that were not being executed on your team, but let's not forget, Coach Prime, that the officials did a poor job last night officiating. They threw one guy out, Kamal, the defensive end, who was, having significant penetration on the offensive line against your offensive lineman. But ultimately, they didn't call the most obvious call of what happened last night against Travis Hunter. That was despicable. But go ahead, Coach.
These young men never give up. And I went and asked
They never gave up.
Guys, we just need 6 plays. Just give us 6 plays.
Six plays.
We're going to score. We'll get the extra point. 6 plays. Just give us 6 hard plays. And that's what they did.
Coach Richie Carney, Denver Sports. You told the world on game day to keep the cameras rolling when you and Jay would meet post-game.
Right.
When Jay was asked about it earlier, he said about what maybe went on or what was said. He said you can ask Prime about that. So was there anything meaningful in the post-game exchange?
No. I know Shedeur kind of got in between it.
What did I say earlier in the broadcast? Shedeur wanted nothing to do with Jay. He didn't like Jay. He didn't appreciate how Jay talked about his father. He made it personal. He didn't like, obviously, the way Jay had his players out there throwing dirty shots. I didn't like it, Jay. I have a personal issue with you, Jay, as a coach, because your players were throwing both teams were playing physical and a little out of control at times with the penalties. But the difference between both Colorado and Colorado State is that I didn't see Colorado throwing dirty shots at your players, like things where they were purposely trying to hurt them. Your players were doing things out there, Jay, that were as dirty, get out, and that's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Let's get back to Coach Prime.
But no, I don't hold, I could be petty if they petty, but I ain't.
Right. You don't hold grudges, but still they were dirty.
I'm happy for the brother. I really am, man. I'm happy that they fought, that they played a good game. I'm happy he's a head coach. I'm happy for any brother that's doing it and successful, man. I truly am.
Now, what this shows you, ladies and gentlemen, is that Coach Prime is a stand-up man. He is a classic man. He's a man's man. He has dignity. He has purpose. He has character. Because despite what Jay Novell said about him, he still said, hey, I'm happy for another black man having a coaching job. I want him to be successful. His blessings are different than my blessings. But this is what's significant. When Jay sits up there and says about what his mama taught him, you never heard that Jay said at his press conference that he apologized. So you hear Coach Prime saying that he wants to see this brother be successful. But I wonder if Jay said the same thing about Coach Prime. Can anybody in the chat room tell me if Jay said that about Coach Prime? What I'm saying is that speaks to character and principles. That Coach Prime, throughout all of it, says, I don't hold a grudge, and I want the brother to be successful. But did we hear Jay say that in his press conference? If I'm wrong, everybody, somebody correct me. Let me see. Great channel. This is a great educational channel for those of us who are new to following football. Thank you very much. And Patricia, one of my great mods in the chat room, says no. And we put those 7s in there because this is the difference between the two men. Coach Prime was able to say, let's put all that petty stuff to the side. I want the brother to be successful. But I don't think Jay, in his press conference, made any reference to Coach Prime in the same way. I could be wrong. Y'all correct me in the chat room. I'm open to correction. Status correction. Here we go. Back to it.
I don't know where all this stuff comes from. I have to respond because, it's my mama taught me that. You just ain't going to tag me and I'm going to sit back and ain't going to say nothing. But I'm happy for that dude, man. I don't know him, but I'm happy for him. I wish the best for him. I really do. Nothing. My success ain't got nothing to do with his. So why would I want him to succeed? I don't know how people get down like that. My blessings ain't got nothing to do with his blessings.
Right.
Coach, back-to-back weeks where kind of slower out of the gates
Yeah.
offensively. Is that a coaching thing, execution thing?
That's
play
everything.
calling?
That's everything. I got to figure that out thing. That's what that is. And I'm getting tired of that thing. That's what that is. We got to stop. We got to stop that. We're better than that. We really are. As coaches, as a team, as an offense, we better than that.
This is significant by Coach Prime to say that we're better than what we're displaying when they're displaying, when they're not playing focused and they're making mental mistakes. Also, you're going to hear Prime. I think Prime did realize that I heard the rest of this press conference that I don't have today, where Prime acknowledged that he realizes that they don't have a significant running game on the ground as of yet, but they will still work on it. And I'm going to say this again. The minute that Colorado can get a consistent running game on the ground, it will open up the door to Shedeur Sanders. It will make it easier and harder for teams to tee on him. Because right now, teams are going to see Colorado as a spread out passing team. So they're just going to hunker down and attack, right? The offensive line, they're just going to have to work. I was concerned about, some things in this game. The interior defense, between the defensive tackles, because Colorado State was able to run the ball significantly. These are things that have to be cleaned up going against Oregon. And I'm sure that Coach Prime, his staff, more qualified than me, of course, any of us here, they will get it figured out. Let's go back.
Better than that on the silly stuff. How many times we going to give up an under route?
Right, under
You
rights.
guys got tired of that. You're like, darn, don't they know an under route coming? Yeah, we knew that too.
Right. So Coach Prime realizes that the team made some significant mistakes. He realizes it.
But how can you not? I mean, I wish you could hear. They need to start playing the conversation on the headset on television so you guys can hear what's really going on.
So is that an adjustment thing?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you again. As my conclusion, I'm going to play the audio clip or audio version of Shedeur at the end of the game. He was still on the football field. He was being interviewed by one of the commentators from ESPN. And I just thought it was great. It was really great. So let's click that right now. Let's get into that right now. Here we go.
11 in the fourth quarter, you come back to win it in overtime. What kept you believing?
Really, we just knew we messed up on simple things on offense and things that, wouldn't let me go to sleep the night at. So we all rallied together and we talked as a team, and we're not going out like that, especially with somebody that disrespect Pop. So, I was just waiting the whole time to put a watch on him.
Hey, you're backed up to your 2-yard line. That last drive in regulation, you had to go 98 yards for a touchdown. You get it done. What was your message to your teammates when you guys took over the ball at the 2?
At the 2, all I was thinking was Brady mode. That's it. Simple.
Brady mode? Tom Brady mode?
Brady mode. That's it. You left too much time out there.
He's been a mentor of yours?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we talk after every game. I'm sure he's going to text me in a second, but that's all I was thinking is Brady mode. If he could do it, I know I could do it. And, we just alike.
Tell the truth. You lost Travis Hunter earlier in the game, but you found a connection with Michael Harrison down the stretch. He delivered some big plays. How did that come about?
Man, I'm really proud of Mike. I'm really proud of Mikey. We call him Mikey. I'm really proud of him. Losing Travis, that really hurt me. If you see the play that happened, and I was feeling very hurt because that's my brother right there. So it really hurt me a lot, and it's hard to explain right now. So I really want to go check on him. And
now, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey, who is Mike Harris, and I said before he was significant last night as he got 2 touchdowns in that overtime thriller last night. Let me remind you of his numbers. Michael Harris, who they call Mikey, got 7 receptions for 76 yards, 2 TDs in the overtime, did a great job. I think I was saying that he was a tight end, but I mean, I think he's a tight end receiver type, made significant plays down the stretch in that overtime. Let's continue, Shador, as we're getting close to a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a big key to our offense, to our team, to just the program. So it hurt us a lot.
You have Oregon and USC coming up. What does a win like this, where you had to deal with so much adversity, do for you as you go into a critical stretch of your season?
Really just focus more. That's it. We came out here, we wasn't all the way locked in, I could say, to where we busting on simple plays, and we can't afford to do that, especially these next 2 weeks in each and every game. Every game we can't do that. So it's just something like really for me to focus on and for the team to focus on and take everything serious for these next for the remainder of the season.
All right, Shador Sanders, shades and all, joining us on SportsCenter. Hey, congratulations on the win, and thanks for taking the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again. This has been great this morning to do this program, to have the kind of support of everyone that came out to give support. I think I made the right decision going live this morning instead of going live late last night. It would have been just, it wouldn't have been the same audience over here because, some people went to sleep last night. Some people are tired. I want to say thank you again for your support on this channel. If you have not subscribed to the Prime Sports Media channel, go right ahead and subscribe. You won't be disappointed. I normally go live every Saturday. Since now that we're in the season, I'll be doing these post-game shows live. And then every Friday, I will be dropping a pre-game uploaded video, short video, where I will analyze the next team that they're going to play against. So I will be dropping the Oregon game analyzing their team, looking at the defense that they play and how we can exploit them as much as possible. So be on the lookout for that video to drop on Friday. And I may drop some other videos when I can about other significant issues. I've been wanting to do a video on this Jason Woodlock guy. I do not like him. He's been talking really disrespectful about Coach Prime in this program. I really have a serious problem with this Jason Woodlock character. I don't think anybody, not to tell you what to do, but I think we should all don't give that guy support. This is my opinion, but I think I'm going to do a pushback video. I should have done it a long time ago while the topic was hot on these YouTube streets, but at some point in time, I'm going to have to talk about Jason Woodlock. The man is a complete liar. He's a hater of Coach Prime. He's jealous because he doesn't have the same success that some of these guys are getting. He's even hating on Shannon. Can you believe that? Sharp. So we got so much coming for you. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, I have a radio podcast, and I'm going to start launching. If you look at my page, there's a link that will click you. I'm on Spotify, all the podcasting. It's Prime Sports Media. I only have I have two old podcasts on there that are old that I did a long time ago. I'm going to start going live on that. My main base that I broadcast it out of is called a podcasting site called Spreaker. And I can go live on Spreaker like a radio show, and it goes all around the country. So I will be doing little more content on there. When you click there, you can listen to me on Spotify, Spreaker, all of the podcasting platforms. It'll be on those platforms. So definitely check that out. Another thing, I do drop other types of content. I drop a lot of content in my community tab, pictures and memes and all that sort of stuff. So always check the community tab. If you stroll up to the top of the channel, you'll see where it says community. Click into community and you'll be able to watch posts that I put down, quizzes I give you maybe, or questions posed, what have you. Check that out. Also, make sure you scroll in the section where it says shorts. I always load up YouTube shorts, and those shorts get great views and great participation from all of you. All right. Another thing I want you to know, I have a Facebook page. It's an actually large Facebook page. It's called Prime Sports Media. I'm not bragging. It's just that the page is blowing up. I put some things on that page that I'm not able to put in the community tab over here. Lots of video coverage and all kind of postings. I got about 41,000 people following me on the Prime Sports Media Facebook page. So make sure you get over there and follow me on Prime Sports Media if you've got Facebook, because I drop lots of nice video clips, picture memes, and all sorts of significant things to this movement, to this Colorado and Coach Prime movement. Okay, everybody? So check me out over there. I'm on social media. I appreciate all of you. Once again, be on the lookout for my radio broadcast. I will be dropping that in the community tab whenever I do a radio broadcast style, okay? And I appreciate you all. Everybody that came over, hit those 7s in the chat room. I see you, Marvin Pickman. Thank you for being here. Cynthia Wiggins, thank you for being here. Yes, get his. Also, they were trying to hurt the. Yeah, they were. I talked about that a little bit earlier. They were trying to hurt the players. I think they have a very dirty team. That guy, Henry Blackburn, I don't recall them kicking him out of the game for unnecessary roughness. It was dirty. They came to play dirty. It was physical. There were a lot of penalties. Both teams were going at each other because there was a lot of emotions that started right here in the beginning. This is fair use, fair use, fair use again. It all started in the pregame, right? It all started in the pregame right there. You had Shedeur that wasn't having it, and here is Shedeur again. There's Shedeur again. It's a lot of stuff that was going on in the field. A lot of things, a lot of crazy stuff. So I think that was the catalyst for a lot of the physical play last night. A lot of the penalties, a lot of emotions took over. But I just think that Colorado State players, they took it to a whole nother level when they were purposely trying to harm guys, particularly their defensive end, trying to harm Shedeur, hitting him in the crown and driving him down to the ground in a way that was unnecessary. And, of course, we already know what they did to Travis Hunter, the dirtiness of their football team. And, Jay, that's what you're teaching at your program, Jay? Is that what you're teaching? Is that what your mama taught you, Jay? Let me know. With that said, everybody, y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be on the lookout for videos that are coming your way, particularly on Friday, the pre-video for Oregon. Be on the lookout for me to go live that Saturday as well, depending on what time the game is and when it ends. And we got to give Shallow Sanders a lot of credit for what he did. With that said, everybody, y'all take care. Peace and love. Peace. Understand, we're gonna win right now. Right now. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now.
I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're gonna win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna win. You got to understand, we're gonna win right now. Right now. I don't know if you
Let me do this. Dr. TRR, thank you for being here. Miss Stone, thank you for being here, Miss Stone. You were rocking with me. You were ready to rock with me last night, Miss Stone. And I appreciate that, my sister. Right now.
Not later.
Not later. Right now.
I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you see it. You got to understand, we're going to win right now. Not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand, we're going to win right now. Not later. Right now.
Tell the truth.